Hey.
And we're live. Welcome everybody back to the Spyro Reignited Trilogy. We're playing more Year of the Dragon. Hopefully finishing Year of the Dragon, since I believe we just
Alternatively, spending 4 hours stuck on a boss fight until the controller is destroyed in Trish's rage-filled hands.
Joke's on you. The controller is already destroyed.
Alright. Settle in VOD Squad and pre-cogs. We got a dragon-filled adventure.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Nova.
Hey, you're
Guess
first.
You're precognitioned.
I guess he is. He's been quick lately. Alright. Let's get to that boss fight. Now I've played Year of the Dragon a million times as a child, but I was very, very young. And we only had like the PlayStation at the campground. So my time playing it was actually very limited. So I never beat it, is my main point.
What a tragic tale. That's like me and the
It was
Disney
actually
Channel.
the same thing with the Genesis. It was at the camper. We just had all the video games at the campground for whatever reason. I guess because they didn't want us playing video games on school days. So they were like, oh, well, on the weekend when we go to the campground, then you can play your video games. Although it seems like you would think that they would want us to go outside instead of playing video games at the campground.
There's so many layers of stupid. It seems so...
Okay, well, let's just get
Immediately, I just think of like when you broke your arm or whatever, or leg. Broke your leg.
I broke like my toes. Yeah, it was like it was one of my toes or something, or like around a little bit up the toe.
Yeah,
but
so
yeah, they didn't believe me.
They're worried about. So stupid.
Wahoo! This guy's back. I wonder why he's the one accompanying me.
Yeah, that's awful. But it just seems ridiculous to be like, oh, you shouldn't play video games on a school night. Also, you're fine. Broken leg, broken toes, whatever. No need for a hospital. Trish was like crawling around on the ground. Like,
Well, they thought I was faking because they're very distrusting parents.
Yeah,
they thought I was faking having a
some
broken
real,
foot.
like, some real borderline personality disorder right there.
Well, whatever. Now I don't live with them, so there.
Ooh. Just like
now,
oh,
if
yeah.
I have a broken foot, my boyfriend will take me to a hospital.
So how did they avoid like Dannphan on that? Like, where the doctor's like, "Oh, this has been broken for several days, and you haven't gone to see a doctor. What happened?" Like,
Yeah, I think it was just like a day, or maybe a night, right? Like the day on to the next day. But it's fine. Alright. So I'm guessing it's gonna be the same shtick with this boss where I just like pick up items and spit them at her.
even if a kid is like, "There's a monster in my closet," you should check the closet, because what if there's a raccoon in the closet? Like, what if an actual squirrel is in the closet?
Whoa, I didn't think it would let me go over the edge. Oh, this is what we're doing?
Naturally, when I think of a dragon dueling a wizard, I think of them using a turret.
Oh yeah, do you?
Hey, Jamie Rose.
Hey.
I am become quick, the victor of chat. Is that a reference to the Gita?
Oh my gosh.
Some.
I guess because, like, the space monkey is, like, my guy, I'm getting, like, space-related stuff.
Okay.
If I am to apply logic here. I can't honestly say that I like it, but it's a neat idea anyways.
Some deep Hinduism references coming out of Nova. Hey, Marshall.
Man.
You really gotta lead those shots.
Yeah. She's a bitch. No, get away from me, you fat bitch.
I
Bad.
gotta say, I don't think she's as.
Wow. They should not let you run over the edge. They should not let you do that.
I gotta say, she's not nearly as difficult as that guy in Ripto's Rage.
Oh no. No. I don't. Not unless she has a phase 2 that's gonna like blow my dick off.
That was a really hard boss fight.
That was really hard. We didn't even stream that one. Whoa, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, that's right.
What the fuck was that?
It comes with a story. When I was younger, my friend's little brother wanted me to help with some boss fight in Spyro because his older brother.
What the fuck? I can't control it at all. It's just the kill me machine.
That's why the military nixed the hovercraft plans. Yeah, my friend had said that I'm really good at video games or really good at boss fights or something. So
yeah, I gotta say, for a fat alligator, she moved very quick.
Yeah.
Like, she moves quicker than me. That's not fair.
It feels like realistic because she's got a lot of jiggle to her, but.
Jesus. Why? Oh good, another UFO.
Yeah. Anyway, I'd never played Spyro before. That was the only playing of Spyro I had done until I think I met Trisha. And she had me play Spyro.
Whoa.
But I beat the boss. It was really hard, but I did it.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's doing it cloaked so she can't pick it up.
Oh, I got her?
That AoE.
It didn't feel like I got her.
Charity.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a really good dragon.
George!
Okay.
Sucks. Oh, phase 2. No? Cutscene?
You just defeated a sorceress, rescued the dragon eggs, and restored freedom to the lost dragon worlds. What do you plan to do next?
Is that a camera or a bundle of fencing? That was a microphone.
Yeah.
You're a real comedian sometimes, Bentley.
Outrageous laughter!
You know, I still have to find the rest of the dragon eggs. Plus, Hunter seems to have disappeared again, so I should go make sure he's not in more trouble. You haven't seen him, have you?
What? Me?
Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun,
If I do
dun-dun-dun,
anything with camera,
dun-dun-dun.
I will most certainly inform you immediately.
It's a funny thing, Spyro. I adjusted Avalar's portals to take me to the Dragon Worlds, but somehow I ended up here. Maybe my coordinate tables are out of date.
Yeah, by 1,000 years.
That would explain why the book was so cheap.
So now that you're done saving the world again, are you gonna visit me in Avalar?
Be gone, thought.
But I still have to find the rest of the eggs.
I know, she like wagged her tail too and it made a bell noise. That was not okay.
Agent 9, isn't that a Rhinoc over in those bushes?
I love your horrified face.
Rhinoc boy! Hey, laser punk! Come on now! Move, they're hiding. Hey, I'm sure Hunter is in good hands. I mean, I'm sure he will turn up soon.
Promise he'll come visit Avalar soon, okay?
Ba, Hey, neighbor.
Now, how many times have I told you not to taste that mousse?
It was Billy's idea. Yeah.
Is
Oh
that
my
true,
god,
Billy?
there's so many cutscenes now.
Hold that thought, Billy. Spyro, great to see ya.
Hi, Sheila. I've been looking for Hunter all day. Have you seen him?
Sorry, Spyro. Hunter made me promise not to tell you where they went.
They.
You didn't
They're
hear
on
anything
a
from me?
date.
Oh, no.
That's why, yeah, that's because. I thought Christmas only came once a year. That's cute.
It's a sad sight, Sparks. Another noble warrior falls victim to the plague of love.
He's gonna
Just
eat
look
her.
away. Well, I guess we'll have to find the rest of the eggs by ourselves.
Turns into,
Turns
Come
into
on,
horror.
Spyro, take a little break. Let's watch the show.
Oh, please be gone.
oh my. Yeah, right.
Well, that was that.
Time to watch you do all the flying sections.
Yeah, that boss was super easy. I got hit so many times and still won. That was weird easy.
Yeah.
Especially compared to Ripto.
Yeah,
We
that-
like just played Ripto's
like-
Rage not too long
It's like
before
the
this.
second boss in that was like extremely difficult. The
Yeah.
guy on all fours with the cannons.
I don't know what the heck happened here. Maybe it's because I didn't get all of the dragon eggs. I didn't get the true boss.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, that might be something. Chat, can you confirm or deny? I know that you can keep playing even after the game is over to keep on getting the eggs, but
Then if you replay the boss after you get all the eggs, then it's a different ending.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I've never beat it to begin with. I never like got that far as a child.
Never says hoof legs with like a it's like a heart who's like ooh.
Ooh, legs.
So these are like different dragons that he's like friends with.
Yeah, I guess it's like concept art or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
I thought it looked like in the credits it was just like it had a category for like story support and then there wasn't any name underneath.
And then at the bottom we'd get to like the category of fuckable furry designer.
It's just funny that they would have like it not that I think they meant it was the company underneath, but just because of how it's formatted, it looks like it's just a blank space.
Yeah.
But it'd be pretty funny if they just had
Special
like blank.
thanks to all the people who designed the furry characters again. That's a lot of people.
Yeah. No, it would just be funny if they had blank sections, like just jobs that no one did. Person
Nick
who cle-
Kitten. I don't trust Nick Kitten.
That is a suspicious name.
Yeah. Sounds like the name a furry would give himself.
Spyro Year of the Dragon True Ending? Is there like more to do?
I mean, they show you like her getting out of the lava. So supposedly she is still alive and I did not actually defeat her.
if you beat the game on 117%, you get a special page at the end of the original.
No, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Special page? You did all this animation and you can give me a little, like, nice cutscene or something? An extra cutscene?
What was the suspicious name? It was like Nick Kitty or something.
Nick Kitten, yeah.
Nick Kitten.
Nick Kitten. Totally not fake name. Man, there are a lot of people who worked on this, huh?
Ivana fuck a kangaroo.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know about that name.
Mo Lester Von Goat?
No.
Hmm.
These names are getting awfully suspicious. What? What is that name? That's the longest goddamn name I've ever seen.
I don't even, yeah.
That guy must be a fucking king of some country.
Looks like they hired Indians for the 3D.
Huh.
Yeah.
Were they furry Indians?
Yes.
QC team?
Yo Gender. Okay.
Okay.
Guy's name was Yo Gender Kumar.
Ah.
Yagandar.
David Childers. I don't know about that one. Bill Chin? Uh-oh. The third brother. Brian Bobo Jones.
What do you gotta look like to have the nickname Bobo?
Oh. Original Force? What does that even mean? What did the original Force do?
I know the labor in India for like technical stuff is quite cheap.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And it's only gonna get cheaper, I think, because they're gonna have they're heading into a population collapse. The Industrial Revolution has caught up with them.
I see. My god, still going, huh? I guess they worked with like the boatload of studios.
Yeah, they say like population. Yeah, they say population collapse is sometimes good because, or not sometimes good. They have no idea if it's going to be good or not. But they say like with the U.S. because it's like harder to have kids. The people who are typically having kids are people really driven to have kids, and so you're going to get better parents and therefore better kids, therefore better people down the road.
Right.
Because like a lot of people would rather just like watch like late night, like I don't know who, Jimmy Fallon or something.
You see that one credit? They're just like, and a shout out to all the original Spyro team members who made the original 3 games. A shout out? That's all they had? They don't get credits? They get a shout You credited all these, like, multiple different studios who helped put together the remake from the bones of the original. And they don't credit who did the original.
And now they're on to the publisher, I guess? Activision?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, gotta credit that legal team. They worked hard to get this game.
Maybe it'll be like Idiocracy, when like trash people having kids. I haven't seen Idiocracy, but from a description, I guess that's like a pro-eugenics movie. The idea is that only stupid people have kids, so then everyone in the future is stupid. The idea being that, like... So I remember people at my college had a hard time, like, tackling that movie intellectually. They were like, well, smart people don't have kids, right? And it's like, Is that true? Or is it just you think that people, like, on the left who don't have kids are smart, but they're maybe not? Which is also, like, kind of good news. For the most part, they're not, like, having kids and, like, putting more BuzzFeed article writers into the world. I don't like BuzzFeed. I don't know, like, Vice, I guess. I don't know what the really bad, like, or I guess New York Times. I don't know. I don't know what the really bad.
A lot of them are really bad, so
yeah,
it's hard to...
it's all kind of...
They just get all, like, lumped together.
It feels mean to say, like, journalist.
Yeah, journalist has become such an ugly term. Although I guess it has been for a long time.
Yeah, like, it's funny, like, everyone grew up watching, like, Spider-Man and stuff, and, like, Jonah Jameson was always, like, a big piece of shit. And then, like, we get to a level where, like, you know, the journalists are big pieces of shit. And then, like, I feel like a lot of people, they're, like, they remember Jonah Jameson, they're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Of course they'd be pieces of shit. But, I don't know. I think some people are, like, you know, especially people that are, like, big fans of, like, Marvel movies, they're like, oh, no, reporters are great. It's like, did you learn nothing from Jonah Jameson?
Well, they tried to... There's different versions of J. Jonah Jameson, but...
Yeah.
There's, like... There's a version that I like where he's, like, actually a good guy at heart, but he has, like, a reason for distrusting superheroes.
Yeah.
They, like, gave him a backstory in, like, this one comic. Or maybe it was the animated series. No, I think it was a comic.
I don't know. I do like him as a character, but, like...
Oh, yeah.
The way that he twists the news to, like, get Spider-Man in trouble and stuff,
Right. It is very true to a lot of journalism.
I think it's a good thing for
stuff.
kids to see.
Yeah.
Tran, I think that's Vietnamese. Roxana Devore. That's definitely... What the hell is that? Siddhartha Dewan?
At this point, I'm completely convinced that they're just making up jobs.
Identity Management Administrator? What the fuck is that? Ignacio. Yeah.
Why would you need to credit this many people? It's like, why would you need this many people in the first place to work on one, like, remake package?
Operations Manager, Nordics.
Based.
What's A and Z?
I don't know. So many specialists for PR.
Francesco Corona. Yeah, so it looks like they actually hired...
So much marketing.
It looks like they actually hired people from the countries that they're trying to market too.
Mm.
Because a lot of the names for the different countries seem to be. But it seems like they put like a. So yeah, it looks like a bunch of the executives are American. Or, I don't know, some kind of like white, right? Some kind of European. But then it seems like a ton of
work was outsourced for sure.
Yeah, a lot of. They must have hired a 3D company.
Right. It's
India.
looking like that, for sure.
But it seems like they hired a lot of probably remote workers from India to save money.
That's a lot of social media specialists, I gotta say. I don't think all of those people... Yeah, I don't think all of those people were actually doing work. I think some of them were just hanging out.
Spec Ops lead, Sam Silverman. Was that a mercenary?
Steve Isom. We're still going, huh? Why don't we just, like, talk with chat to pass the time?
No, not to question you, but why are we watching the credits?
It's out of respect, man.
Eisenbart. Eisen is... That's Maja? Maja? Why is it Maja Eisenbart? That's such a weird name. Could that have been an H? Eisenhart? Eisen is iron. E-I-S-E-N. And then HRT is like a more Americanized version of heart. Should be H-A-R-D-T. Heart.
Yeah.
You gonna play Ratchet and Clank next? I don't know. I think I've held the controller for like 3 seconds and someone at a friend's house. Oh, it's a comedy. I don't think you're supposed to take it too seriously. Yeah, but like people definitely take movies as reality.
Yeah, everyone's always trying to draw some deeper meaning from something.
Wish I could have kids, at least a kid. How come you can't have kids? I guess gay, but that doesn't stop a lot of people.
True enough.
So what's next after this?
Yeah, you
Castlevania
know.
Devil May Cry?
Well, right now we're on my computer.
Yeah, that would be...
So I'd have to pull up a game from this.
Yeah, it would be...
I could also pull up another Spyro game, but, you know.
It would simply be far too complicated, since my computer is over there. So we'd have to, like, end stream, start stream.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
It's extremely expensive to adopt a kid. Well, have I got the kid for you?
Is it extremely expensive? I mean, like, they pay you to foster kids.
Yeah, I don't think it's that expensive. It's expensive to have a kid, I guess, but...
Yeah.
Man. Well, if you want a violent,
No sheep were harmed during the creation of this game. A few gnomes, but no sheep.
Gnomes?
Oh, look, and then they put the...
G-N-O-R-E-S.
Yeah.
Where's all the Indian people? Where's the, like, 10,000 Indian people we just saw in the credits?
Oh, I see the furries.
What, the dogs?
No, well, yeah, I guess technically. That is pretty funny though. It's like most of the work was outsourced, and yet they only like put the picture of people closest, I guess. Alright, well, I can always keep collecting eggs, or I don't know, I could put on a different Spyro game. I didn't finish the first Spyro game for the Reignited Trilogy, fun fact. Ooh, sparkly thing. Show me. Ooh, so twisty.
A friend of mine adopted 2 kids. It's relatively expensive, but you also need to have like a perfect background too.
Well, yeah.
I've heard. Yeah, you definitely don't want to. Yeah, I've heard it's harder to. In some places, anyway, it's harder to adopt a. What now? Oh, can you fly back there?
Yeah.
I've heard in some places it's harder to adopt a cat than it is to adopt a person. So also thinking about babies are like extremely hard to get. Well, listen, if you want a violent, mentally ill kid, there's apparently quite a surplus.
You know, you wouldn't think that it would be difficult to adopt when there's so many kids that need to be adopted. I mean, like, expensive. Sorry, I said difficult. Of course it should be, like, somewhat difficult, but I'm not super willy-nilly on where we put kids, but, you know.
Won't be needing any more of your money. Now, don't look so surprised. I found one of the dragon eggs. I'm going to sell it for a fortune back in Everlar. Why are you looking at me like that? I've got to be going now. Toodles!
You're fucking dead! Get him, get him, get him, get him. Oh, nice.
Money comes out when you hit him. Oh my god, I can't even see.
Give me back that egg, bitch!
Oh my god, that's so much money.
Yeah, it's all my money.
Oh, this is the best part of the game.
All the money that he took from me.
Holy shit, it's like thousands. Once you get like 2,000, you just gain like...
Oh yeah. Still going, baby. How much can we get?
Damn.
Where'd he go? There he is.
Blinding amount of...
I know. They really should have, like, fixed the effects for this particular scene. How am I supposed to keep on hitting him if I can't see him?
It's funny that 2 underage meth heads can have kids and no one says shit, but if you're a financially stable couple, they can deny you from adopting if you have a speeding ticket. Is that an advocate? Are you advocating eugenics? The funny thing about eugenics is, like, basically everyone thinks it's a good idea until you call it eugenics. Or at least people... wow, is this really all your money, or is this just...
Double drat!
I'm fucking rich.
Yeah, holy shit.
I never knew dragons were so fast. That's it. I give up. I'm retiring to Spooky Swamp to become a haiku poet.
Ow.
Like, I know for some reason it's like a leftist thing where you should be allowed to have incest.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened. I guess because...
Well, it's because the Nazis were against it.
Okay. Right. Yeah, because there's...
They're like, it's eugenics that you should be able to love whoever you love. Free love, yeah. That That's all leftism believes.
Yeah, it was weird. It's such a weird thing. I remember two separate people were talking to me about how Destiny super owned this guy who was anti incest, and I was just like,
Yeah, and look at Destiny now. There was another island over there. Yeah. I don't think I have enough eggs to get there, but I definitely have enough gems. So it was like 1,500?
15,000.
Ah,
But you
I
actually
see.
need quite a bit
I
more.
need more, yeah. Well, that's all endgame content, baby.
But then even if people on the left are against eugenics as far as like stopping incest, there's still they'll still say stuff like people shouldn't be allowed to have kids, or they should have to get a license, or stuff like that, or like they should be sterilizing people in the South or the country, or in red states people should be sterilized or something. So they're still pro eugenics, just like they just want more mutated incest babies, and yeah, it's not a super consistent thing too.
A lot of politics tend to be like all over the place, I guess.
Because then they'll also pretend that like if two people of the same race have kids, then that's incest or something. So.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty common. Like at my school, it was still pretty common for someone to say like if someone's too stupid, they shouldn't be allowed to have kids or something like that. So.
Right.
And like when I talk to a couple and they're like really nice and they're both very attractive and they're very smart and they both have like, you know, they have like good they come from like good families and everything. I think like, oh, that's great that they're having kids, right?
Of course.
So if you can think that like, oh, they're gonna have pretty kids, or they're gonna have really smart kids or whatever. If you can have that thought, then you are in some aspect like pro eugenics. Just as long as it's like branded better.
Well, I think when you know people are going to be happy, you want to support that. Yeah. Well, as when you know people are going to be sad, instinctively you feel bad for them.
Well, no, I mean like when two people that are like very skilled, or like they have like traits that you think are worth passing on, and then they're having kids, you think that's a good thing typically, right? How did you not get hurt by that?
It's this special water where it's like piranha, so it takes a while.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I know. The fucking water rules in this game are constantly changing.
Like every different world has like a different water rule.
Yeah, it seems like it.
And it's fine if there's different types of water and you can visually see it, but there's just like, oh man, what a bitch.
Yeah.
And like Bill Nye the Science Guy was like putting out some kind of like turbo cucked garbage on Netflix in his new science show. He was like trying to say that the master race is made by like mixing all the races. It's like,
what?
Yeah, he was like race mix maxing makes like better people or something. It's so fucking weird.
That is really weird.
It's the most disturbing to pretend it's
Also, that is like eugenics.
yeah, and to pretend it's for kids is like so insane. There's like he has these like ice cream cones, and they're like, ooh, I like this flavor too. Ooh, I
what
like
if we
this
had
flavor.
all the flavors together?
They're ice cream cones, like animated ice cream cones, and they're spilling ice cream on each other. And it's a big group of them all spilling ice cream on each other, and it's like, okay.
Whoa.
So you're trying to like get kids to be okay with orgies? That's what you're like trying to do? It seems...
Let's mix all our flavors.
I am not an evil scientist, nor do I play one on TV, but it seems like you're a psychopath.
Bill Nye got into some weird shit.
Kind of seems like you should have. Kind of seems like convincing kids to engage in orgies is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Fucking weird and evil. But
what do I know?
What do I know? I don't have a. Actually, I do know. I have a degree from a liberal arts university.
Yeah, that's all you need.
I actually have a degree in this.
Yes. You can decipher. Because you were taught all of their crazy thinkings.
And everything that seems kind of innocuous or like seems like it's just like it's like accidental or incidental or whatever. The reason I like bring them up is because I was taught the opposite. So like I was taught that it's bad to depict families that are happy. It was like that it's like bigoted or whatever because people don't have families and etc. And like saying mom or saying
everyone
dad
must
is bigoted
be sad
because you don't know their gender. Other people might not have a gender, so you shouldn't use gendered language like mom or dad. Like,
right.
I was like, yeah, like I was taught what they thought. You know, I was taught the opposite, and like,
shut up.
Like, they would have a problem with like Rambo because Rambo is a strong white male, and so showing depictions of strong white males will cause more white violence. Like, it'll like empower white people, and you don't want that. Like, there's all sorts of like, you know, for years and years, like every single class, no matter what they said it was just about like, you know, trying to like indoctrinate or whatever. No matter what the class, and I really mean that, because I went to classes trying to learn stuff, and then they would just stop. They would just stop after, like, the first lesson or second lesson. They'd start, you know, doing their whole thing. Oh. Oh, you can't go backwards? That's not fair.
Yeah. I'm just gonna practice, and then I'll get very good at it.
Just reading chat out of context. I guess I'm lucky. My sister was a fat bitch and still is.
Jesus. Sick trick. Yeah.
Oh, about the incest thing. Gotcha. Sorry. Yeah.
Sick trick.
Hey, Gabe.
Fuck. Man, it looks so brutal when he lands, too. Looks like he got fucky wuckied. Wah! Stop spinning. I'm not even moving the stick. I move it like once, and then it's like, I'm gonna twirl around 5 times instead of 1. Ah, there we go.
You did it.
I gotta tap it. Just like in real life.
Sick trick didn't stick.
What does that mean?
It rhymes, and I think it's about skateboards. Because when you land the trick, it's called sticking it. Sticking the landing.
There we go. I can now do sick tricks.
Nova, did I have you heard about my like $1 million I guess movie script plot line with the gay gym bros? So I was phrase actually borrowed from gymnastic jargon. Yeah, I guess that is like stick the landing. Okay, so you haven't, but you're listening. All right, so a common phrase in like early on at school was, "Oh, that guy, he'll never get a girlfriend because there's no like, there's no such thing as like a female conservative." It was like some like conspiracy. It's some conspiracy theory that they were like
Trying to erase female conservatives.
some like Trump and Putin are like part of the taking down the deep state tier conspiracy theory, like like the, you know, I don't know why, like, yeah, but that was like genuinely they did like segments on the Daily Show being like there are no female conservatives,
Wow.
and then they would just like talk to a bunch of random women and be like, "Are you conservative?" And they're like, "No," and then it's like, "See, we checked all of them." And then I was like, yeah, but they said that about someone, and I was like, yeah, but what if he's gay and he just hates women? And then they're like, oh, that's a big problem. Yeah. And I was like, what? And I was like, oh yeah, there's these like they had some term for it. I don't know what it was. And it didn't help that when I was asking them to repeat the term while like dying laughing, they wouldn't. But I don't know what it's called, but
Oh man, why didn't it burn him? Why didn't it burn him?
I'm sorry. I don't know.
It should have burned him.
I think your angle was off. But so they were like, yeah, there's these
I'm gonna get this guy first.
there's these
Whoop.
there's these gay, according to them, right? There's these gay people who not gay people, gay guys who
Specifically men, yes.
who work out at the gym all the time, and they're like gym rats, like the worst kind of man, a jock, right? According to them, I'm not like, no, speaking facetiously, and and they're gay, and they hate women, and I guess that's it, right? But they were so upset about it, and I found it really, really funny to just imagine this.
Oh.
I don't even know why that.
Yeah, that should have counted.
Yeah.
They're being sticklers.
Yeah, they were so upset about this idea, and then I kept on riffing about it, and then they would put on this act of being like super sad about the idea, and then I found that to be really funny when they're like pretending to be super sad about something, man, I was like in a film class, and we're watching like Blackula, and like one of the lines from the movie is, "Yo, Danny, check out that fag." It's like one of the cops. They're like pointing on the side of the road. There's a gay black vampire, and they're like, "That's the guy we're looking for, right?" And I thought he said, "Yo, daddy, check out that fag," and I thought that was the funniest thing I'd ever heard in my life. And so I'm like dying laughing, and they're like, the teacher's like, "Oh yeah, I guess there was like some strong language in the film, you know. Oh, that can be kind of hard." You know, the teacher like doesn't care, but he knows he's supposed to care, and yeah, and so there's all these people that wanna have their chance to talk about how like traumatized they are about that line from the movie, and about how cops are evil and stuff. And then I raised my hand because I want to talk about it too, and I was like, I don't know about you guys, but I thought that was the most hilarious thing I'd ever heard. And then I like repeat the line. I'm like, "Yo, daddy, check out that fag." I mean, like, who says that? And then they're all like sad, and they're like putting on this like look of like mourning and stuff. And I was like, oh man, that was so funny. And I just acted oblivious.
That's even funnier now.
Yeah, I just acted oblivious, like I wasn't paying attention to what they were saying. And they simply had no recourse. There was they had no option. They just had to eat shit and die.
I thought I was facing the other way.
Oh. But yeah, when they were acting like super depressed over misogynistic gay guys, like that concept, misogynistic gym bro gay guys, which that's such a funny concept. I mean, it's not that funny, but I think it was really funny that they were upset. And the idea, like, you know, you know, like, there's sad things in the world where, like, you know, it's like, oh man, you know, dog gets hit by a car or something, they're really upset, and like, you can act sad in those situations. That's like, it makes sense, but the concept that somewhere out there, there's some fucking guy who hates women and loves cock. To pretend that is like super super sad is just it's so goofy. Like it's such a silly thing to do with your life, is to like work hard to pretend that is like the worst thing in the world. So I just kept on riffing and riffing and riffing, and like we went to go get food and stuff, and I'm still, you know, joking about this, and I would bring it up. I'd bring it up all the time. Because whenever I needed to pick me up, it was just so funny. Yeah. I feel like if you don't turn like...
Why is that guy so difficult to pin down? He's like awkwardly in the middle of the ramp. And I can't look up, so I can't see him. I just have to judge based on the shadow, which is not a very good judge.
Adam dropping F slurs based. Is it like... I just mean bundle of sticks. Bundle of anything is censored on Twitch, by the way.
They know.
You can type bundle. If you type bundle of and then any word, it's censored. Yeah, they know. They're too clever.
Alright, I think that's all the ones over here.
But yeah, no, I kept on riffing and like coming up with scenarios. To the point where now I feel like I have a pretty solid script together.
No.
It's like, just imagine, you know, some girl at the gym, right? She like can't lift the thing because, you know, she's a weak
that one
lammin,
guy
right?
is so hard to get.
She, you know, she's like working out at the gym. You know, big jacked guy is like, "Ha, you're so like, you know, weak or something because you're a woman or whatever, right?" Some insert.
I can't get that guy.
He
that
died.
one guy.
He died though.
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't see him on the screen.
It went up to 12.
That's so ugh. I don't know what is up with that placement of that one lizard. He's so hard to get.
All right. So the dude says something like misogynistic, right? And the girl's like, "You're never gonna get a girlfriend, right?" But then he goes like, "Good, cause I like cock." And he starts like aggressively making out with some dude at the gym, just like
hell yeah,
just like slapping each other's tongues, just like smack. They're just like licking each other's faces, just like the most like animalistic, retarded like makeout session.
They start moaning.
Yeah. Just like, and when they come, it's like a gunshot. They just add a gunshot sound effect, like tears a hole in his pants. He's so manly.
Oh, come on! I was going straight down. Shut up. You're not doing anything. I'm doing all the work.
And then I was just like, and then I kept on adding more things like, Yo, bro, can I get some sock?
Yo, bro, you done with the shake weights?
It's like, yeah, you don't. Yo, bro, you done with your set on those shake weights?
That's why all of the Vampires the Masquerade
Some suck?
streams, they're all called "Can we get some suck?" Because we
That's where
we
it came
couldn't
from.
resist making it a running gag.
I think everyone's favorite is like, yo, bro, you want to fag it up?
Fag it up, bro.
Yo, you. Yo, bro, you.
Oh, come on.
They greet each other. They high five cocks. Just like, yo, bro.
What's going on, man?
Want to fag it up? Yeah.
If you don't say "wanna fag it up" at least once in your life, you're not living life to the fullest.
Yeah. Yo, bro, let me gag on that.
How can we go?
Yo, dog, you want to drown me in some cum? Nah.
No.
Oh, totally, bro.
Oh, jeez.
That's how I got my ab workouts at school. Just kept on saying shit like that and watching people be really upset. Oh, nice, dude. Like, they're in the showers, right? It's like, nice, dude. What a gagger.
Gagger. Oh my god.
Those guys would say dumper instead of an ass. It's like,
Ew.
what a loaded diaper, dog.
Jesus Christ, stop. You're awful. Hey, I got him. The power of laughter.
Brits call cigarettes fags. Correct.
Whee! Ooh.
Are you doing tricks for points? Oh, nice.
Hell yeah. We're in Tony Hawk land now.
Yeah, I think dumper is for sure the most like grotesque way to refer to an ass.
Correct.
That's some kind of trick in high up. Yo, dog, let me gag on that.
Nice, peaceful Spyro skating. That other racing Mario Kart knockoff level was ridiculously difficult, I must say.
If I ever get a boyfriend, I'll definitely ask if we should back it up Lamau.
Please do. And I want to hear updates on their reaction. Oh.
You just get another skateboard. It's not
Yeah.
like
But still, man.
you got. Did you not get the points for that?
I don't think I did. No, you gotta finish
stick
it.
You
Yeah.
gotta land it.
My hubris. Hooah! Alright. Hooah! Man, just like a little bit leaning.
Instead of my homie, it's my homo. It's like, yo, homo.
What am I, homo?
I remember I was hanging out with some people one time, and then this gay guy was like, "Oh, it's so fucking gay," and then I was like, "What did you say?" And he looks over because there's like this like super raging like feminist also there, and he shoots his finger to his mouth, like, shh, don't, and he's like, don't.
Check it out.
I was like, okay, all right, sorry.
Get some lift.
Like he was more scared of, oh man, doing all these crazy tricks.
Yeah, that's how you do it, man.
That was 2 points. What the fuck? Oh, you have to do new tricks? Yeah, you have to do new tricks.
What new tricks? What tricks are there?
I don't know. Can you
Maybe I just need to spin more.
Can you do backflips and stuff like you could in the racing thing? Triple spin left. Oh, maybe spin other directions.
Oh, that's an idea.
Remember, hold Y after jumping off a red ramp to do tricks in the air. A red ramp.
Red ramp specifically? Whoa.
Oh, you can yaw.
Oh,
okay.
I don't like that.
You
I
only
just
wanna
got-
spin off the blue ones.
I just got the hang of doing that.
The violence.
Spyro skating level. Best level ever. Look at me go. Whoa!
Oh, Nova, do you have any hags?
What?
There's like this thing. It's like there's a certain type of girl that wants to be friends with a gay guy just because it like somehow. Try using A or Y? What does that do?
Oh, the Y is how you do the weird.
But then what's A?
I guess that's just another option that you can hold the A down.
Okay.
Anyway,
So yeah,
skating is fun.
There's a certain type of girl who will want to be friends with a gay guy just because he's gay.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
she'll be like really into being
Friends with a gay guy.
being an accessory to him, like sort of like, I don't know, like sort of this it's hard to describe, but it's like how it like socially elevates them, they're into. And so like the term for that is a fag hag. And so like I knew this
Oh boy.
I knew this gay guy at school who would be like, yeah, come on, hag, like let's go or whatever, like let's go get some dinner, hag. And he would like
She
call.
would be like totally okay with that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they were just into being able to hang out with a gay guy for the like the status.
Yeah. There is a certain type of girl like that.
And
Not
I was privy to a discussion of like, is it okay for him to call them hags, not because it's like degrading to women, but because the implication is fag, because it rhymes, and it's a fag hag. The full name is fag hag, so can he say hag when the other half of it is fag, right?
Yeah.
And so I was part of that discussion, and naturally I thought that was fucking hilarious. And so they stopped talking about it.
It's a very funny discussion, huh?
I started making fun of them, and
I can imagine that.
yeah, it was really funny.
What
Because I would have thought being called a hag would be, like, degrading, but they were talking about it as being self-deprecating, and it's like, I don't know, man. I think he just drags you around and has you pay for stuff, like some kind of weird, like a abusive
bitch.
relationship. Yeah, like I don't know what. It's like.
Let's see, what do we got here?
A little bit.
There's an egg? No. There's like gems in this world I haven't found yet.
No.
Well, I got all of the eggs in all the levels.
I do have a friend that has called me your gay best friend. You should
Yep.
call her a hag.
All of them.
And see how they take it. Maybe they're just like. Maybe they're just into whatever that genre of like. Anime and manga is that where they're like super abusive.
Like the tsundere thing.
No, like
Or the
like
yandere.
the My Happy Marriage thing.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe they're just like into that. Because that guy would like just not have money and then be like, I don't know, like, can you pay for this or whatever.
Pay for this hag.
Yeah.
Jeez.
He was like, he wasn't like normal, but he was more normal around like other dudes who didn't like play into it. Like I was just like normal, and then if he started acting weird, I would be like, excuse me, and then he would snap back to not being like a fucking weirdo.
That's yeah, that's the reason why most people act like weirdos. They're just surrounded by weirdos.
Yeah.
And then they just assimilate into thinking that is normal behavior. Speedy Thieves. Oh yeah, that one. I can do that. I think.
I think he was like.
Ah, it's over here.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get me to pay for something at some point. And I was like,
No.
do you regularly just eat paint chips? Like, what? It's like, do you
Got
have a
'em.
regular diet of glue and lead paint? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't even know you.
Yes.
Like, I got to know him a little bit later, but like...
I mean, even when you know the person, when someone tries to, like, pressure you into paying for them, that is, like, crazy.
That, honestly, that felt worse than, like, almost anything else was when, people would, like...
Wow.
They would
That was
act
so quick.
They would act, like, entitled to, me paying for things.
Right.
That... Because they thought of me as being, like, rich, which is unfortunately not the case. But, like, I didn't expect it to feel as bad as it did. I figured it wouldn't feel as bad as, like, the racism, but it was definitely, like, definitely yucky. I was not a fan.
Where'd that fucker go? He really does move fast. Ooh, there he goes.
Because then they'll, like... I remember the angle that was the most, like, biting was, well, you don't have... What right do you have to that money just because you were born? Like...
What?
That way or whatever? And it was like... Yeah.
That's a very stupid way of looking at it. It's like, your parents work hard all their lives so that you'll have a good life, and then some other fucko is like,
It's like...
no, you're not allowed to give your money to your child.
Yeah. Death
You
tax
have
and
to, yeah. You have to let your child starve and die. Oh, I got him.
Oh well.
I didn't think
Hey,
I was
Gertie.
actually gonna get him.
You wanna come up here? Hag sounds like a slang for whore. A hag is like an old woman.
Yeah.
Come on, Gertie.
It's such a generally unused slur to the point where, like,
Yeah, come on.
only Funimation dubs use it.
Oh. Hey, Carbon Knight 227. Gertie, Gertie, come here. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Come here. Come on. Yeah.
What's the matter, dude?
Oh, your puppy. Hi. Hi, buddy.
Aw.
Hi.
And what a buddy he is. Look at you all comfy.
Who's your doggo? Are you a doggo? Yeah, buddy. Yeah. You want pets, don't you?
He always wants pets. Pets and sleep. And those are his 2 demands for life.
I hate people that are happy to let you pay for everything if you go out because they're supposedly broke but get pissed when you tell them to stop spending their money on stupid shit. That is...
That's the reason why they're broke.
Yeah. I mean, that is basically, if you let someone pay for something, then you basically, for the rest of your life, you should just expect to be chastised for spending your money on stupid stuff.
Mm.
Unless you pay them back.
Yeah.
You've now, like, you've just acquired a financial advisor, so I think you should just get used to it. Used to someone mocking you for dumb choices.
Did I ever find out how to get over there?
Gergie is a good boy. Gergie is a good boy.
I don't think I ever did find out how to get over there.
But what does the little dragonfly do for you in this game? He does track your health, like Chaos Smash says, but he also picks up the gems. If your health is so low he's not there, I think you have to run over the gems. Hey, Quantum Weasel. I didn't see you there.
Oh. Okay.
That's an interesting technique.
Just remember the list of names that went on for like 10 minutes of people just working to make this game. Oh, sorry, remake this game.
Who's to blame for this?
Yeah, who's to blame for all the glitches?
Who did this?
Ah.
Well, I can tell you they would appreciate Nova's joke before. It was like, I am something.
I am Iron Man?
No, like I am become death.
Ah,
Destroyer of worlds. Where did the name Gurgi come from? Gurgi is the furry character in the Black Cauldron, the old Disney movie.
yeah, he looks just like him.
I think someone was saying the other day that was like one of their favorite Disney movies.
Yeah, it's kind of a cult classic now. It's a very unique Disney movie.
Yeah, I thought it was like I don't think it was like perfect or anything, but I thought it was like kind of. It's kind of like Vampires the Masquerade Bloodlines, where like there's so much really good in it, but then it's kind of like
They don't do much with the good stuff.
yeah.
It's a little bare bones of a movie. I like the idea though. There's a lot I like about the idea of like this kid, you know, picking up a sword, finding a cute girl, going on an adventure. really give a shit about the pig, but you know, whatever. It's so annoying.
Yeah, like the scene where the pterodactyl things are attacking him was so good, but the voice acting, I think they redid the voice lines to make it seem less scary of a scene without having to reanimate it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that they did to try to make it less scary of a movie in general, because kids were quite terrified in the first screening of the movie.
But that scene was so good, you know? But then when you start hearing his voice acting be like, no, like very like unenthusiastic to try and downplay the scene, it's like
Yeah,
it really
right.
like fucks up the scene.
No, I get what you mean.
Because the rest of the audio is like super like crisp and scary and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, you can add the original Mickey Mouse character to your comics now? That sounds like a real big dick move. Like that
Big
that
dick
seems,
move.
It just seems like really risky.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's officially in
Yeah.
public domain, but...
That's a catching yourself in your zipper kind of move.
Well, you know what the thing is? Only, like, the classic Mickey Mouse design is in public domain. But they have different variations of the design that are still protected under copyright. So, they will probably try to claim that even if you're using the classic Mickey, it's too close to a more modern Mickey design. And then still claim that it's a violation of copyright, irregardless of the fact that it is in public domain. Because that's kind of how modern Disney company works now. They just love suing people. Glide to the Sky Island. Yeah, but I don't know how to get there. I never figured it out. I don't know if I ever will, honestly. What about this? Enchanted Towers. There's a trick skater.
The current intellectual property right laws are a scam. Should be like 20, 40 years.
Yes.
I don't think so, because like if I made something, I would want my kids to be able to sell it. You know, like I'd want my kids to be able to make money from my books.
Your kids can.
And I'd want my kids' kids to make money from my books.
They can too.
I'd want my kids' kids to make money from
Well,
it.
they could still do that even if it was in public domain. People would actually find it more authentic to get it from your kids' because they're related to you.
This is true.
So they'd have a much better, easier time selling it.
Yeah, it feels really cool to buy Frazetta merch from...
Yeah, it feels significantly better to buy Frazetta merch from the actual children of Frazetta. Oh man, those hammers are a real bitch. You gonna zap me or what? Alright.
Trisha's the only person I know besides myself that says irregardless. I sometimes say... I sometimes say... I say both.
Yeah, I say both. Oh, man. I just got it.
When I'm being more fancy, I'll be like, irregardless. But... Yeah.
When I'm articulating more, I'll say irregardless. So, anyone know where these... where these two eggs are?
No, but that system would not prevent Disney. You can renew every 20 years and it gets more and more expensive every time. That would only prohibit, like, a loving family who wants to hang on to their great-grandfather's legacy. It wouldn't prevent Disney, who's making shit tons of money. Something that costs more money wouldn't be a better system to keep Disney in line.
Yeah. Well, the other thing to keep in mind is when you own copyright, you can also sell copyright. And what usually happens when you pass it down generations is eventually one child of a child, etc., will sell the copyright to someone who's going to twist it and make it into something it's not.
I mean, assuming that you don't, like, make sure to teach your kids how to raise kids and then they teach their kids how to raise kids. I mean, like, there is such a thing as, like, dynasties and, like people do have, like, lineages that aren't broken by retards.
Well, it's not that they would be, like, retarded, but, you know, some people might just, like, really need the money and get a good deal. It's not that they're, like, awful people for selling it. It's just, you know. Gotta say, these two are the ones that I'd be willing to do, but I don't know how to do them, right? This I don't really want to do. And everything else is done.
Don't worry about the speedways.
No, that's
they're
not
done.
real.
Yeah.
It's just your imagination. Let's see, Lost Fleet. I still never got that swim through acid egg. I wonder where it is.
Now give it a shot. The real final boss.
Yeah, right. Oh wow, there's actually a bunch on Frozen Altars I didn't get. Bad Dragon? Fireworks Factory.
Oh, you gotta beat the dragons.
Uh,
And then all dogfight. That's a much better final boss. That was...
I can try. I can certainly try. But I was not doing very well on that dragon boss fight last time.
People get mad at me for saying irregardless because they insist it's not a word. Regardless isn't a word. Right? It's irregardless.
Yeah.
It's like flammable.
Evening
Flammable's not a word.
Factory.
Inflammable's a word.
Although I guess language changes over time.
Yeah. By people that are wrong.
We should all be speaking Latin.
The real reason that I think people feel Disney doesn't have a right to the copyright is that it's not a family company anymore.
Yes.
And they abuse Walt's legacy constantly. Like, they're just always...
Well, like, that was part of the reason why people didn't really care when they were abusing copyright to extend the Mickey Mouse copyright before, because they were still, like, kind of that homey, oh, they're such a sweet company, though, please, let them keep the copyright.
Yeah, now they're, like, twisted freaks, and it's
and they took advantage of us, and we were wrong. Alright. Fireworks Factory. Where is Fireworks Factory? There's the Lost Fleet.
It'd be a bad place to put it underwater. Those
Yeah,
fireworks
right?
would not work.
There it is.
Actually, if you were manufacturing stuff like fireworks underwater, it couldn't really explode, I guess. Well, it still could. I mean, stuff can explode.
Alright. There's
What?
yeah, there's 2 other eggs besides that. He's very happy.
This absolute bore.
Die. Die. Alright. Die.
How about this,
they're so
Adam?
flippy.
Intellectual copyright lasts for 5 to 10 years, but you can renew it with it getting more and more expensive. However, after the 5th time, you can no longer renew. That is that is a horrible. That is your worst iteration of that system yet. That is terrible. And so, right now, I would have to go and renew the copyright for my first book. Like, I don't want to do that. It should just be mine. to like worry about lawyers like hounding over my like if I was successful, I would have to worry about lawyers hounding over my stuff because I have to renew every couple years. And then like, are you making more and more money on an old property that you did like a while ago? No. So like your first character is going to mean a lot to you, but does it have financial like value? No. So why should it cost more and more? Like the only reason to have copyright law isn't just because you like just because you can make money on it. Like the whole world doesn't just revolve around like money. Like let's say 5 to 10 years, Trisha under your system, Trisha doesn't renew Ellie the Eliminator, right? And then someone puts out a pornographic, pro-communist Ellie the Eliminator comic.
Man, really hitting.
In which Ellie the Eliminator like rapes people.
What?
She rapes animals. Like
oh my
she
God.
goes like Ellie the Eliminator.
Ellie, no.
It goes around like raping puppies, right?
No.
And then she like. And instead of the tips where they're like safety tips, it's like all communist, right? Like it's like this is why you have to seize the means of production. Like that would bother Trisha a lot, and yet Ellie the Eliminator doesn't really like make her a shit ton of money. Like it's not like there wouldn't be a financial incentive to renew Ellie the Eliminator. It would simply be like a curse. It'd be like, if she creates something cute and wholesome like Ellie the Eliminator, she would have to think, can I financially support this, or will some psychopath sometime make this into a communist hentai? And then it damages her brand, because it's like, oh yeah, Dannphan comics. Oh, didn't she do a communist hentai? And it's like, no. No, she didn't.
Oh, man.
So then she'd be thinking, should I release this? Will it make enough money? If it doesn't make enough money to support the copyright, I shouldn't release it.
Did I already do this? I don't know.
What's your idea, Adam? It needs reform. That's not really debatable. I don't know. Keep it forever and never lose the copyright. How's that for reform?
Well...
The issues with Disney, I don't think, are strictly copyright. They're evil, but that's not like, you couldn't fix that by like taking away Mickey Mouse.
Well, the copyright thing like affected a lot more than just Disney.
Right.
It was just Disney that caused the copyright thing.
Right.
Because they lobbied.
Now, obviously, there's like, you know,
Yeah.
famous like composers and stuff. You know, and like you'd want those songs to be in the public domain and everything.
Yeah.
But people do use it for like political stuff. I read like a fan fiction for well, in like college I read a fan fiction of like some famous literature.
Get life really quick. Eat it. Eat it, you bastard.
It was
Alright,
it
Dragon
was-
time.
It was essentially an unauthorized sequel to some dead author's book.
God, I don't do any damage to these guys. Look, gems.
Ah, man.
Gem. And he healed. Whoop.
Define forever. Should Robin Hood still be under copyright? Yeah, but do we even know who wrote Robin Hood? Like the Grimm's fairy tales, they didn't write those stories. Like if you're gonna do like a an adaptation of, like if you're gonna do a remake of some book, the descendants should be getting money. Like you should have to pay them a percentage of what you make or whatever. And like ideally you would always be doing remakes in like the spirit of the original creator. You wouldn't just be like raping them like Tolkien. Like that just shouldn't be allowed. If the descendants still held on to the copyright, they could just like turn into like massive,
It'd make
retarded
it
cucks, but
yeah, it would certainly make it very difficult to make money on copyrighted works, and so people would probably more often turn to original stuff, best that they can, of course. Who's to say what constitutes as original? Because people would still argue in court, oh no, it was totally actually my great-great-great-uncle's thing that they took inspiration from, so therefore I deserve all of these royalties. And then that would cause issues, I'm sure.
First known written account of Robin Hood by William Langland in 1377, according to a quick Google search. I wonder if you could make an argument that it's derivative of an even older story. But, however you do it, I think, like...
How do I stop these fuckers from healing?
Kill them faster.
I can't. I don't do any fuck all damage.
You're like a character in like an anime. It's like, it's impossible. Or no, then like Godzilla, it's like, he's healing faster than we can damage him.
Oh yeah, do you want to try?
I wouldn't rob you of the chance to become powerful. You should be focusing down one dragon. So if you're gonna do the red one now. He's lower. Okay, he's gone through the tunnel. They have to figure out how to cut him off. Right?
Yeah, it's just kind of never worth going down here. Fucking retarded ass physics. This is like a 2-hour boss fight.
Well, it's an infinite boss fight since you can't beat it. Okay, so go, yeah.
And he fucking healed. He healed before I could even cut him off.
This is way harder
I don't
than
know
the final
how.
boss fight.
I don't know how they're healing, or if there's something I should be doing to stop them from healing. It just kind of seems straight up impossible.
You'll have to use this combo power-up to take out these fire dragons.
Most written works are rip-offs of other written works. Yeah, I mean, there's certainly a lot of, like, stuff that's derivative, but I don't know, I hear that, and then, like, I feel like it's this, like, I feel like a lot of people use that as an excuse to do nothing. Because they're like, en su sole, etc. There's nothing new under the sun, therefore it's okay that I'm a loser. Or like, everything's already been thought of and everything's already been written, and it's like, it's obviously not true. Like, cause like you see concepts and they're original. There's like...
I'm not against, you know, kind of cliche stuff either, just so long as it's done well.
Yeah, there's...
I mean, you've been watching like 47 goddamn manhwas.
Reading?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the manhwas, like the entire genre that the entire country puts out, it's all like super derivative, but sometimes they do come up with like, this is like a perfect situation. They're like right next to each other. You can get like double the damage.
Oh god. This is the worst boss fight ever.
But yeah, they'll do like interesting remixes on it. But even beyond interesting remixes of like derivative concepts, there's also just totally unique stuff that's also terrible. Like, there's tons of super unique stories that are you know, not good for being original. You know.
How did he heal already? I just hit him.
Maybe
Who was the retard who designed this boss fight? I need a word with him.
His name is Presh Singh. Apparently, the third game they outsourced a lot, but the other games they didn't.
Yeah, this feels outsourced.
I employ the concept there's nothing new under the sun to recycle other people's ideas for my own tabletop content. Yeah, I think that's a perfectly acceptable place to steal ideas. But there definitely are unique ideas. Some of them are really good, and some of them are not. And it's also, a lot of people will try to be really reductionist with concepts in order to kind of fit the narrative of, like, these are the same things. It's like someone said Zorro and Batman are the same thing. They're obviously not, right? But like, you can see there's like similar concepts. But like, if you like, every romance is essentially Avril Lavigne's "She Was a Boy" or "She Was a Girl."
She was a boy. Oh no.
2023. Anyway, she was a girl. He was a boy. Can I make it any more obvious? Like, you could essentially reduce every single romance to that, and then, you know, but they're not. They're obviously not. There's obviously something unique about each one. There's...
Yeah, especially if sometimes she's a boy.
Yeah, keep on the blue one. Yeah, cut the corner. Alright, go out where it's gonna go out. Alright, alright. You good, you good.
He just healed. Motherfucker.
And you're just gonna hit him again, it's fine.
I hate this.
She was a boy, oh no. Yeah, no. Forgot about that. Anyway. My stance is that if someone's going to do a remake of something and call it the same thing, like you're going to do Lord of the Rings, you should be respectful and feel a moral imperative to do an extremely good job adapting it. And to do otherwise should be a crime. Like, you should be in trouble for doing a shitty reboot of for making the Rings of Power. I think death would be preferable, but I could see where that seems a bit harsh. I think 30 days of torture for everyone involved in the production is perhaps more appropriate. But like the original, the family should get money because that motivates a creator. Like, if I know that my kids one day could sell my books and make a living, that's extremely motivating. That's like a legacy, a dynasty. I could start. My grandkids could, their like high school, college job could be, you know, selling my books. Like that's like a dream. That's like an incredible thing. To motivate people to create by telling them that not only can you own ideas, like as in like when patenting came about, innovation shot up. The same way you can motivate people by letting them own their own creations, and then beyond that, letting their kids own their creations. People want to leave a legacy. They want their kids to be able to benefit from what they make. To do that is a moral good. Like, that is good for society. It's good for humanity. That's a good idea. To let them make money and to keep the legacy intact. There are some people who have not seen the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. They have not read the books, that have seen Rings of Power, and that's like a crime against. That's a crime against the West. That people's only interaction with Tolkien's work is through people who hate him and want to destroy his legacy. That is a real problem. Can you solve that with copyright? Obviously no, because we have copyright and it's not fixed. But getting rid of copyright, I think, would just make it worse.
I don't think that copyright should be gotten rid of completely, but
like, there are places where they don't have super strict copyright laws and they don't have this problem. So it's something that should be solved other ways. Like, Japan doesn't really have great copyright. They don't really have respect for copyright law in the same way.
Right, and that's why we have so many derivative works out there.
But Japan also has, like, when they do an adaptation of something, they have like a respect for it, and they feel like it would reflect poorly on them if they did a bad job adapting something. And they have like a sense of like honor and diligence about it. How do you get that and give it to? How do you give that back to the West? I don't know, but
it's definitely all part of a social structure that you need to build up over time.
Yeah, and I think that's like, I think it's really like admirable that when you look at like Japanese culture, they have this sort of, is that how you get back from
That's how you get over there.
Oh, okay. I thought that was how you exited the world instead of a hot air balloon. They just fire you out of a cannon.
That would be pretty funny too. Man, I cannot find the other eggs at all.
Maybe it's like right underneath you right now on that like cliff.
Oh yeah?
Maybe there's a drop down.
Oh yeah, Spyro, well known for the drop downs.
Yeah, I think the fact that they sort of have this respect for people regardless of what their job is, it helps people to do a good job in every job. And I think even if you don't aspire to be like a clerk at a store, it's still probably healthy for society to have people who are clerks at stores do really good jobs and be proud of themselves and have their kids be proud of them and stuff.
Naturally.
The US is sort of in this weird thing where it's like if you're not an actor, it's like not that impressive whatever your job is.
Oh yeah, well if you're not like famous or whatever.
Yeah.
Gotta be famous or make a shitload of money.
And, like, there are some jobs that I don't think deserve respect, like an OnlyFans model or something. But
Naturally. But you know what? I might get more eggs in this level. Not that it's a fun level.
the creators of Batman have literally said they were inspired by Zorro, though. It doesn't matter. They could still be wrong. Like, I'm telling you they're wrong. It's Batman is not Zorro. Like, being like Lauer said, being inspired by is not the same thing as ripping it off wholesale. It's like there's plenty of people who go to like liberal arts colleges to get their degree in writing who think that there's nothing new under the sun, etc. But there is a difference between like there's difference between one property that inspires the next, and like there's a difference between the two properties that is not insignificant. Adding to that, a lot of people will take concepts that are fantastical and then they'll throw a lens of reality over it, and then they'll lose something, right? It's this was my capstone. It's reductive to it's like it's you're losing something when you try to force reality onto fantasy. Like in this, it like obviously there's like validity to comparison, but like it's not enough. Like it's not everything to art. Like, and I think maybe there's I would see more validity in it now than I used to, but like and maybe my real capstone should have been like shitty woke politics ruin fantasy, but
Well, you have your whole life to do essays.
Fuck essays. But like for example, like the whole orc thing, where they're like, if you have evil orcs, you're like.
It's like mean to call someone evil, dude.
Yeah, or it's like, or
they're not
like,
evil; they're just misunderstood.
or like killing demons is bad or something, or bigoted or something. It's. I think to some extent, I think it is a problem that there's a shit ton of media that's like the only evil is yourself or the society you come from.
You're right.
Revolution. I think that is bad for people, but I also think there is a difference between like demons and people. Like there is like I read an essay for my capstone which was like saying that the dwarves in Lord of the Rings were Jews and that's anti-Semitic, and it's like dwarves use hammers and they break rocks. Like these are obviously different. They're obviously unique. The fact that there are parallels you can draw does not make a dwarf a Jew. Like
I would agree, my dear.
And like Zorro is not Batman. Like the fact that Zorro is like a vigilante, that he may have like a similar personality even. He is not Batman. Zorro has a sword. He's not Batman. He is not Batman.
Oh no, boss fight.
Shitty woke politics is ruining rice? What? It's called sex work, you pig. Have you been watching the Whatever podcast, Lowry? I can't say I recommend it unless you're about to be running a Cyberpunk 2020 campaign.
Hmm. Or if you just really hate women.
Yeah, it's empowering.
Man, there are a lot of ninjas here, huh?
Yeah. Is that a bazooka?
Goddamn ninja boxes.
I keep forgetting the Whatever podcast exists. You mean? People really listen to that shit. It's pretty entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. But I've been like detoxing from just like
YouTubes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've been detoxing from video content in general, and I kind of feel better. I don't know.
Good. There is such a thing as being a little too overexposed.
The irony of producing video content while saying that is not lost on me, but I don't know.
Well, we're cruel.
Like, instead of having a video on kind of constantly, now I've just had open on my other monitor manhwa, and I've just been like slowly scrolling through it.
Oh, come on. God damn ninja boxes, man.
Is there a ninja box on the ceiling?
I don't know. They're coming at. Yeah, they're coming out of this one.
Aren't dwarves like the heroes in Lord of the Rings? Yeah, they're shown to be like, yeah, they're the good guys, but also in The Hobbit, which is what this essay was about, they're shown to be especially admirable, and they're shown like the point that's made about them is that despite their flaw, despite their flaw of greed, they're still like there's still something special about them. They can still have honor and like, you know, be great in spite of their nature. Like, the book doesn't end with them just being like greedy and then like metamorphizing into
just
like
ends in
dentists
genocide.
and, I don't know, what's a Jewish profession? Bankers or something?
Doctor, lawyer.
Doctors. Yeah. They don't just suddenly like get a few feet taller and then like become, I don't know.
They don't just turn into Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, they don't like Thor and Oakenshield doesn't like end the book by like pulling out a menorah and like charging into battle. It's dwarves are definitely like, they're definitely something unique, and they're definitely not like supposed to be evil by the standards of the book.
Who even invented a ninja box? I'd like to punch them in the nose. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to kill you there. My bad.
I've been really detoxing from the constant negative stuff, politics, etc. I watched a YouTuber's live stream, been subbed to for a long while. I was playing the new Armored Core. Even helped them out with a level. That's cool. Yeah, I think it's probably a good move. I notice sometimes once I've stayed away for long enough, I start to feel kind of like isolated, sort of. Like I start I start to see politics in other things where it's not welcome, and then I start to wonder, like, are people just okay with this now? Or is this just
Yeah, that's a really depressing thought, huh?
is this just what, like, losing feels like? Is this just like what the world is?
Especially the internet, where the crazies are the loudest people.
But
And
then-
nobody who's sane
Yeah.
says, yo, that fucking person's crazy.
But then, like, I look into people's responses to it. I look into, like, I mention it to Trisha or friends, and then the response is invariably, yeah, that's fucking trash. And like, when I actually look into it and I actually dig into it, turns out I'm not alone. I'm not crazy, and people don't like this. It's
Of
just
course.
like, and in fact, things generally trend upwards. It's just like, I need to occasionally touch stone to, touch base to, like, remind myself of that. But I can definitely, like, overload myself with, like, bummer shit, and then
Yeah, I guess we're all kind of guilty of that.
most of the political guys I watch are more white-pilled.
That's good.
Yeah, that is good.
Positive stuff.
White-pilled political content is good. But just like any of it is, it's at the very least distracting from what I should be doing. And what I should be doing is inspiring myself for more fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
So if I spend any amount of time thinking about political trash and I'm not using it for a book, it's kind of like a waste of time. I mean, it is a waste of time. If I'm like, yeah, like really, it's kind of just a waste of time. If I'm not, like, it's not something that's going to show up in a book, and you never know what will show up in a book. But, like, largely, watching a bunch of Daily Wire videos isn't actually productive, whereas other stuff is. But it's important to, like, be, like, sort of politically literate, because like, certain stuff you'll hear about and it's not true, but it's kind of hard to figure that out without some amount of, like, political literacy. Like, for example, like, the sanitation in medieval times is wildly exaggerated, and it's depicted that way for because of a bias. Like if you're looking into, like, information about, like, colonial times, you might run into this thing where it's like Native Americans used every part of the animal and white people are very wasteful and whatever, and it's not even true adjacent, right? But it's said for a reason. But, like, I'll give you an example. It's like they used so much of everything in like medieval times. They would take the urine from the privy and they would separate it out into ammonia and then use the ammonia for things. Like, that's how they got access to ammonia. They, like, separated it from piss. So to pretend that, like, Europeans didn't use every part of the animal is so fucking goofy. And then they would even hang up flea-infested stuff in a privy on the ceiling so that the fumes would kill the bugs to, like, reclaim stuff that was, like, covered in fleas or whatever. They use it as like a way of fumigating insects. So it's like, you know. But if you want to have the narrative that like Native Americans were like the noble savages or whatever, and they're super nice and they did everything perfect, and then Europeans showed up and messed everything up because, you know, you want to sort
yes, we messed everything up with our superior technology.
Yeah, like if you want to push that narrative, then you would put those historical facts forward, and then a lot of information isn't really well researched, it's just well propagated. So when you come across information, you can save yourself a lot of time in having to look up if something is true. Well, you could save yourself a ton of time by just believing everything you hear, but you can save yourself more time by being politically literate enough to understand where the biases, where you're going to find biases, and what the implication of different historical facts, quote unquote, is.
Yeah. Keep in mind, there really are, god damn it, disinformation campaigns launched for multiple reasons.
Yeah, there's several companies, like non-profit companies, that edit Wikipedia to push narratives. It's you know, so it's like what information you take for granted is it's important to like it's important to keep that in mind. I mean, maybe more important for me because I'm doing research for books and stuff, but you know. Oh, hey, love to draw. I made the mistake of getting into an economic debate with a leftist last night.
Heh. Economics.
That sounds fun. Did you tell him everything should be free, including your guns?
It kind of just seems like there is no way to find out where this egg is unless you already know.
My mother watches a lot of news and hearing about politics all the time. About politics all the time is pretty depressing.
Yes.
Yeah, and Love to Draw says, my dad has done nothing but watch the news since he retired. Yeah, same. So, like...
Where the fuck were you?
I need to... Wow.
I literally... Oh, okay, so... I was about to say, I literally didn't even know where I was. I still kinda don't.
Well, you found it.
I guess
Don't write a
I
strategy guide on
did.
Game Facts, but you found it.
I fucking found it. Somehow. Jeez. Alright, whatever. What's the next one? Skate Race the Rhinos? Oh, that's the really hard race level. I don't know if I can do that. That is genuinely pretty fucking ridiculously hard.
Honestly, the worst thing Europeans did was unintentionally introducing old world diseases to North America. The effects of that, I don't even think are particularly... I think the effects of that even are exaggerated greatly.
Yeah. Well,
For one thing, a lot of undeveloped societies have a real problem dealing with diseases that Europeans did not because they have sanitation. Like, Africa had a huge Ebola problem because they would poop wherever they wanted, and then the poop would go into the water, and then they would all get Ebola and die. And
didn't have a sewer system worked out.
Yeah, this is not a problem for people that understand rain goes downhill. This is, you know, like, before Europeans got there, the first reports of, like, the continent seemed to imply there was a huge population. And then once Europeans got there, the population had decreased a lot. And the theory, there's a bunch of people claim different things, and I don't really know what the truth is. some people claim they had a plague of their own that they just couldn't deal with because they just didn't have the kinds of protocols like quarantine and stuff like that we do, or that the Europeans did. Another theory is just they had a terribly inefficient way of managing their resources, and so they just didn't have a real method for keeping themselves fed. The truth I don't know, but the population decreases from European, like, you know, whatever diseases we brought over. I'm not myself confident that they can be relied on as being accurate. I think it's always a talking point that Europeans were dirty, filthy retards who just came over and fucked everything up. And I'm very skeptical of that narrative, as I guess everybody is. Possibly true. Possibly, you know. Possibly it's true.
Anything else I can know?
Certainly not helpful to a society to introduce, like, plague.
I guess that's it.
But like that's one of those things that, while I don't know whether it's true or false, it's one of those things that would be that I feel like has a there's like people on the left are invested in that being true, and that would make me wonder if it is. Oh, that's clever.
Man, if only the stupid elephant would get closer. Ooh.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. Where'd it go? There you go. Got him.
I was trying to explain, other economic policy notwithstanding, that because boomers were a huge generation and part of the generation where lots of women had less kids and also entered the workforce, devalued labor, and that's why it became scarce, therefore less valuable resource as opposed to right after World War II. Interesting. Yeah, that is interesting.
I might have done this already, but... Oh, hello. I have not done this.
I'm waiting to hear that Trump is the cause of the great oxygenation event of 3 billion years ago that wiped out 99% of single-celled organisms on the planet.
Hey, don't knock it. Alright, A for body blow, B for the big hookaroo, Y to block high.
Can you block any other place?
Okay, X for quick jab, A for body blow, B for big hookaroo, and Y to block high. He automatically blocks everywhere else.
Apparently
but not high.
Apparently that makes Love to Draw a Nazi for viewing labor in a supply-demand context. It's a scary Yeti you're fighting. This guy hits so soft. Give him the big hookaroo. blow when he blocks high? Oh, you can
I
only
wish I
body
could-
blow when he's blocking.
It barely even looks like I'm hitting him.
No, you're not hitting him. Unless he's blocking, the body blow doesn't do anything.
No, I mean like the animation in general barely even looks like I'm hitting him. It's very awkward.
I still remember debating that commie who didn't believe there was socialism in the National Socialist Party. Yeah.
This time, it'll be a 3-round match. And when you win, don't let him send you off with this.
I'd like to know how things that cost 10 cents in 1963 cost $10 in 2023. You know what's, Stop doing that.
I mean, like, I'm hitting the other button and it just doesn't do anything for a while.
Give him a big hookaroo. Yeah. Big hookaroo. Big hookaroo. You know, it's an interesting fact. Inflation is not inevitable nor unstoppable.
I don't feel like I'm doing great.
I don't know a lot about economics, but a friend of mine was explaining to me that you can just not have inflation. In fact, the opposite is almost guaranteed if you do nothing stupid, because people lose money all the time. The quarters that get lost in a couch, that should reduce inflation, because you're making money more scarce. Anyway, fuck economics, because I don't know anything about it. But, oh, you can move forward and back?
Apparently. Oh. This game sucks, man. This must have been another part that they outsourced.
Think Indians don't know about boxing? They don't. Okay. The boxing thing sucked in the original as well. Good to know it's faithful.
Yeah. Just like how I don't remember it.
Anyway, I finally bought all those 3D models that I was ogling. Not all of them, but I made my purchases for the winter sale on the 3D model website. I figured out what the printer was that I was trying to figure out last night. I combed through Instagram. There was a guy who was going around all the tables and like he was following all the different people. And I was like, oh, that guy, yeah. So I looked at who he follows, and he follows like 1,000 people. So I'm scrolling down. I start recognizing some names from the show. And I was like, ooh, yeah. And then I found it. I found that guy. And then on all of his posts, he says what the printer is. And he also shows a picture of the printer. So I was like, found it. It's gone through Biden inflation, like the price of 3D printers. The printer I have over here was $400. But since a little bit of Biden inflation, it's $600 now if I wanted to buy it new. Which makes me wonder if I shouldn't sell my printer. I mean, my printer is a little fucked up, though. Like, it looks kind of...
It looks like it's fucked up.
Yeah, it looks a little sloppy. So, I don't know. I don't know how well it would sell. And I also kind of feel weird. Not that I should, but I kind of feel weird selling, like... You know. I've, like, used it quite a bit and, like, learned how to 3D print on it. So, like, I don't know. But... the other brand that this other guy was using that seems to be really good, at least for him, was also $600. Has a big bed, prints pretty fast. I could print quite a few fidgets on it. So I'm pretty tempted. Are we roasting elephants like ants? What's happening in this game? You know, a good fucking question, man. I don't know.
You know, man. Happens. One day you just find a giant magnifying glass with a bunch of tiny elephants and you're like, I'm gonna kill those elephants today. Alright. What do I do to progress?
If a country or countries ever use commodity-based currency, i.e. gold/silver backed, it will typically lose value if a large supply of gold silver is discovered. Yeah, that's the problem, right? That problem is solved when the currency is something that you actually need, like for example in Metro, like bullets, right, are like currency. But
we should trade bullets, guys.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
we're American.
In Fallout, bottle caps were supposed to be not replicatable. The equipment for printing bottle caps like didn't exist or something, or whatever it was. So it was
whatever excuse, yeah.
It was like a fine. But then in New Vegas, they were like, oh, they're printing bottle caps from this bottle cap factory, and it was like, doesn't that fuck up the whole? Why are we using bottle caps if it's possible to forge them? And they're like, you have to stop them from making counterfeit bottle caps, and it's like
counterfeit bottle caps.
It's like, why the fuck would I do that? Why don't I go there, take over their operation, and then become rich? They're like, oh, they're debasing the currency. It's like, what am I, a country? The fuck do I care?
No, just some guy lost his cat.
First of all,
how do I get up there?
Can't I take all these bottle caps and go devalue the shit out of some other economy? Like, just take a shit ton of money and then spend it someplace for real tangible goods? Couldn't I hire a bunch of agents to go buy expensive goods over in, like, some other section of the wasteland, devalue their currency, and then, like, destroy them in a trade war with my counterfeit bottle caps?
Yeah.
Why am I shutting down counterfeiters?
Yeah. I can't do anything with this.
Adam, the knives make great letter openers? Like the sword bookmarks you're talking about?
Here's the return home. What is this?
In my stories,
I guess.
eventually they use star metal. Meteor metal cannot be alchemized, coated in purple gold as its main currency.
Ah.
Do you know? Do you know what? Do you know what star metal was? Star metal was steel.
No. Why does it start me facing the other guy?
Because they don't understand hockey. Does he
Oh,
understand
wait.
hockey?
Am I supposed to actually be going in that guy's goal? No.
No, he's...
This is so confusing. They made the goals so confusing in this game.
If that guy didn't have a hockey stick, it would be...
Did I win? Oh.
Wow, you managed to score on yourself that many times.
Hmm. Right. Oh, I don't have to play him again for another egg?
Pretty sure it's a foul on hockey to freeze your opponent solid.
Nah.
Yeah.
What a mechanism for just throwing out cats onto the ice.
Yeah.
Across the rooftop.
Then again, you are playing cat hockey. Fair. Yeah, I always thought like a really cool story that I heard about like different people getting their hands on steel in like the Middle Ages. It's always super interesting because they couldn't make it from, or getting their hands on iron, I should say, and steel. But both are kind of interesting. There's all these like really interesting ways that people got their hands on iron and steel and whatever. Like the Vikings would go out at night, not like Vikings, I mean like in Scandinavian countries where this is a thing, where there's big glaciers. They would go out at night, like sail out, or row out on a boat or something, and then they would climb the ice cliffs when there's a full moon so they can see, but it's also very cold because it's nighttime, so the glaciers aren't sweating. They're not like, there's not water that would make you slip. They climb up and then walk along the top of the glacier, and then you could see where meteors had struck because there'd be dark spots in the ice, and you dig down with like a pick or something, or an axe, and then you pull out these lumps of meteorite, and that just how it happens, Earth tends to get lots of steel from meteors, and so they would take all these meteorites and then they would collect them in a sack, bring them back, and that's how they would get like iron or steel or whatever. And that is also how you know that Wakanda would not actually happen, because Africa has a lot of rocks on the surface are just iron, like they have just surface level iron rocks all over the place. A bunch of places do, and a lot of those places collected all those rocks until there were no more, and then made lots of iron stuff. But yeah. And in England, it was a thing. There's a type of bacteria that poops iron, like it in bogs. Like it lives in swamps, and you can detect it.
That is super interesting.
Yeah, you can detect it by bubbles. So when you see bubbles in the swamp, they would go out in the swamp, and then they'd see bubbles, and they'd go and in the mud, they would find a solid mass of iron there, and then they'd refine that into like tools and things. Wakanda is the biggest copium in history. Yeah, as it turns out, a bunch of a bunch of meteors with useful metals did drop in Africa. They didn't use any of them. Your rampant bloodlust kept you from money. But now you've seen the way.
Yes. Must get the monies. And the egg, if I can. Let's see how we do. Hey. Cecil. All right.
And then there's also, like, I watched the first couple episodes of Dr. Stone, and then eventually I was like, you know. But, Dr. Stone had this thing where it's like, they're showing how hard it is to make iron with just air. They're like, it's impossible. We've got to do this other way of like, getting it super hot so that it'll melt into iron. But that's not the case, because the Aryans had access to steel, and they had mobile forges for it.
That's just magic, Adam.
Like, they don't even understand how they're supposed to have worked, but they supposedly they had like 12, like a dozen or so, like pipes for billowing into it, like for pumping air into it, like a shit ton of them, like 12 people would all be pumping in air to get the flames hot enough, and they did not. I don't think they had coal. Now, they would have had charcoal, which I don't really understand how that works, but because you make it from wood, but it somehow you burn it and then somehow it burns more. I don't know. I don't know how charcoal works. I haven't had to write about a blacksmith yet, so. Well, no, I did. I did write about a blacksmith. I just skipped the minutia. All right, Gert. Oh my God, so persistent.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you out. Fine.
He is a borf, isn't he? Where is that other egg?
But what a cool scene that would be, right? You're sailing out. You're rowing out with your Uncle Olaf because you're the best climber. Family needs money. You've got to get up on the glacier. Full moon, and by the light of the full moon, cresting over the hill, or sorry, the mountain.
No fun allowed.
You see a sight of true horror
Oh yeah?
peering back at you. You're exposed by the light of the full moon. I want a scene like that in Vinland Saga. That would be kind of like fucking cool. The riddle of steel. Does the riddle of steel have anything to do with making steel, or is that because I remember like in the movie or something it was like the riddle of steel is that you're just you have to be strong or something like that. But the answer to like how you actually like make iron at like a without like enhanced fuels is a real question, because like even if you're blowing that much into the fire, like do billows really get it? I guess they do get it that hot because they got it that hot with just wood apparently, or maybe charcoal.
I don't know if I can actually reach that.
I don't actually know. Well, the song "Riddle of Steel, Riders of Doom" is fucking sick. That was my alarm for forever. I have to get that again. I have to go like grab that song and then annoy Trisha every time I'm waking up.
You could never, my darling. Fuck.
I'll be like, I'll hit the snooze. Trisha's like, "You're killing me."
You don't just hit the snooze, babe. You hit the snooze like 70 times for multiple hours.
No. I actually do not. My alarm goes off every 10 minutes, and so I will snooze for a nice 30 minutes by hitting it 3 separate times.
See that? That's
And
how
I
we
feel
do it.
refreshed.
And I feel
Sure.
death.
Yeah.
So I have to jump from there, huh?
Love to Draw says, glide left from the
now I
temple,
know.
don't go to the tower first.
It's a little bit late on there. Whoop.
Next time we stream, I gotta show off all the 3D models I got. They're so cool! They're just so fucking cool. I finally bought them. I opened one of them, and it took forever to load because it's like super high detail. It's so cool. It's so cool. There's this like, you know, wargaming, like little mini company where they're like trying to...
Ugh. Man. Shut up.
It says glide straight left from the temple. Don't go to the tower first.
No, I already did that.
Okay.
It's the egg that I'm trying to get.
Yeah. Is that what he means? Does he mean to like fly from the steps at the top and then just turn?
Well, no, he means to get to that platform there, because last time I went over there and then flew over there. He's saying just do it this way.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing now.
But what if you never landed
It's
here?
just that I need to get that egg over there.
Yeah, what if you never landed on this platform?
I landed over there last time.
Yeah, I know,
and
but
then
what
I
if you
flew
what if
over
you
here.
didn't land here? Could you get the egg better?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
I don't know, man. It didn't feel like I could glide for that far.
Do you have a limit to how far you can glide?
Yeah, you're slowly drifting down.
But you're slowly drifting down if you start from here. Wouldn't it be better to just start from higher up than this platform?
No, it's not that high up. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's nowhere close. You weren't even watching.
No, I'm reading chat.
Alright, that's
Okay.
fine. There's gotta be something else I gotta do.
Is it just me or do the gems look delicious? They do.
Yeah, they used to remind me of ring pups.
Yeah. Spyro, the ring pop.
They should have done a collaboration. It would be genius.
I think kids would buy like 3-pound giant candy gems.
Oh
In
yeah.
fact, if you like gave a kid their like vitamins and stuff that way. Oh.
I don't think you can actually do it though.
gushers.
Yeah.
Okay, get this. You get all the kids like vitamins, right? All their like fruits and veggies. You put them in a blender. Okay.
All right.
And then you put all that like vitamin stuff, right? Into a mold. And then you just like add something to it that makes it solidify into a gem shape. And then you're like, here, eat this magic gem. Yes, it tastes mostly like beets because we needed to make it red, so it would look like a ruby. But disregard this, child.
It'll do you better than red dye number 40. Well, you got any ideas?
Now I know. Go to that area with a bunch of small elephants.
Oh, okay. So I gotta not be here.
Also, time check, it is 1 a.m.
Of course it is. Well, let's just do this and then we'll call it a night. Alright. Area with the small elephants.
Oh, before I forget, I want to nerd out about, like,
Here I am.
classes and shit, guys. Can you fly from somewhere here? Like, can you go around? Like, go around on the ramp.
I can.
Need to go to bed, have an appointment in the morning. Have fun, everyone. Good night, Jamie Rose.
So here I am here, right? I can't go any higher than this, though. Oh, you know what? I can go over there, right? I think. Maybe I can make that?
Sure.
Don't just say sure if you're not sure. You don't know anything.
This is correct. Classes like upper, middle, lower, like math class? No. I'm gonna be hopefully eventually running a.
I don't think I can make that. I think it's too low.
I don't know.
Or I think I'm too low. I think
Jump
it's too high.
to the ledge on the right of the wall. From that point, wall to the right. I mean.
You overestimate Spyro physics.
Gabe says, no, you had it.
No, I had it? When?
I don't know.
Alright. I think the tower, right? But it doesn't look like I can get on that tower. It looks...
Just do a
Looks
high enough
taller.
glide and hover.
It looks taller than me. Whew.
My hamster is up. I think he says hi.
Oh, god damn it.
Rodent lord over here.
It's gonna be 20 years before I make this goddamn jump. Stupid physics just like automatically transitions into the falling animation. Hey, there we go. Can I get up higher? No? Oh, I can walk on this ledge. Huh?
Hey.
I think. Okay. Hey.
Alright,
Oh my god, I'm falling right off, aren't I?
The cutscene ends, you just slide through. Nice.
We did it. Got 'em all, boys. Well, not all in the game, but, you know.
One of the models I got was this, like, mechanical walker thing that's, like, inspired by this faction that this little, like, indie war game made that's, it's, like, all inspired by Leonardo da Vinci's, like, concept art. The Vinci.
The Vinci.
Yeah.
Got it.
The Duchies of Vinci.
Alright. Well, I guess we'll be ending our stream. It is actually getting quite late now. But hopefully you had more fun with us playing Spyro Year of the Dragon Reignited Trilogy.
Psst, whisper, whisper between you and me. She doesn't hold the jump button long enough. This is correct. Trisha thinks it is both dumb and gay that you have to hold on the jump button to jump higher in games.
Yeah, I do. I do. I genuinely do. Because I am very inconsistent. Well, my controller, first of all, is inconsistent, right? All controllers are kind of inconsistent with, like, how long it counts the button press.
Trisha is ideologically opposed to holding down the A button.
I
jump
am.
high. Yeah.
I am. I think that it's a bad idea. You should just have the jump be the same every time.
We'll get sticky keys turned on for you, so you don't have to hold the jump button.
Anyway.
Good hanging out here. It's been good to have you guys hanging out here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. It's always a pleasure and a blessing to have you guys keeping us company while we play stupid dragon games.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out what game we should play next time.
Just Love Draw's just like, look, ... And then your explanation is just like, let me tell
you something. When I press jump, I just wanted to jump the same height every single time.
You should finish Castlevania. I should.
Oh yeah. I guess maybe we should do that next time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a long time coming finishing Castlevania. I meant to do another run through of Vampire's Masquerade, but I never did get those mods working.
Yeah, it's alright. Now you're running the actual tabletop with your friends.
Much superior.
Yeah.
So
there you go. And at some point we could also finish Ender Lilies, of course.
Yeah.
If I ever, we'll decide which one of us actually wants to play a game, and then that'll decide what we actually play.
Okay.
But yeah, so another. You okay, Kirby? You gonna throw up?
And I just drank water. He's not good at that.
Oh, are you a stoop? Are you a big stoop dog?
Yeah. Good night, Carbon Knight 227. It is. I don't know if I recognize you or not, but welcome. Even if I already welcomed you like months ago.
What was the username?
Carbon Knight 227.
Oh,
hi.
Thank you for backing up my files.
Carbonite. The backup service Trisha uses is Carbonite.
Right.
Spelled differently.
Of
He
course.
has K's.
Yes. Yes, thanks for joining us for another fantastic Game Fan stream. We hope to see you again. I don't think... Did we sin during this stream?
Yeah, but it's okay. Here's a happy story. I got sick 3D models of cool stuff. There's like a walker And it's big enough you can put minis on it, and like there's cannons on it.
Mm-hmm.
You could be shooting cannons on this big walker. Pretty fucking cool. Pretty fucking cool.
That does sound
Pretty
fun.
fucking cool. Yeah. I got a really cool big like a vampire, like a Vargulf, you know, kind of thing. Just like a big like monster, like jacked vampire. Gurgi's hair. What about Gurgi's hair?
He's a unicorn.
You a unicorn, Gurgi? Are you ready to keep Pegasus safe? Oh, you don't like it?
He knows you're teasing him.
Are you ready to protect Pegasus's castle? Are you a unicorn? Oh, puppy.
That's a good puppers.
Gurgi's a doggo corn.
All you have to do is be adorable. That's all we ask of you, Gurgi.
Yeah.
You're just doing a good job at it. Alright. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see